In New York State, there are a number of murder victims in the category of unidentified decedents. In these cases, the murderer has never been identified. Ulster County John Doe. A frozen male corpse was found on February 1, 1970 in the Ulster County town of Socrates, at the bottom of a slope near Platte Clove Road by two children who were out sledding. He was aged between 35 and 45 and had been shot 4 times in the back of the head. The victim was approximately 5 feet 3 inches, 160 centimeters tall and weighed about 155 pounds, 70 kilograms. He had dark brown hair, with balding at the crown. He was wearing a tan 3/4 length raincoat over a dark green suit with faint pinstripes. Beneath was a blue dress shirt and black silk Playboy Enterprises tie with pajamas underneath. On his feet were gray socks and size 81 /2 black dress shoes covered by black Canadian-made Wings rubbers. In his pocket he had $156, $1,027 in modern dollars in cash, but no identification. He appeared to be from outside the United States, most likely Brazil. His suit has been described as European style. On his wrist was an Omega Seamaster wristwatch, serial number 168157114, that had been sold in a Portuguese coastal resort town. His other accessory was a gold ring whose stamp indicated it had been made in Brazil, set with an imitation ruby of Portuguese manufacture. His undershirt was a Brazilian store brand, made in Taiwan. The bullets used to kill him also appeared to be a Brazilian brand. The death is believed to be gang-related. Members of local organized crime groups were questioned, but never revealed who the victim was. In 2015, investigators had the body exhumed and sent samples for a DNA profile. So far there have been no matches to those in any database. Onondaga County John Doe. On June 16, 1976, the decomposing remains of a young white male were found by 3 fishermen in the Oswego River, in Lysander, New York. He had been smothered to death and then tied to 2 cinder blocks to keep him submerged in the water. Investigators believe that he was dead for between 2 to 5 weeks, however he could have been dead for up to a year. He was estimated to be between 25 and 35 years old, was 5 feet 10 inches tall, and weighed between 130 and 140 pounds. He had brown, medium-length hair and what was described as a thin, jagged nose. He was also of a thin build. He was found wearing a beige, cashmere, pullover sweater, a blue turtleneck sweater, blue jeans, a pair of nylon bikini shorts with a red trim, brown leather half boots with side zippers, blue cotton socks, a gold chain with the charms of an Italian mano cornuto symbol, and a cornicello or bullhorn-shaped ornament, 87 cents USD, and a good luck charm from south of the border in South Carolina were also found on his person. Investigators found that the Camuto symbol was of Italian origin, with como meaning horn and mano meaning hand. The gesture that the hand depicts the pinky and pointer finger extended to the air, while the other 3 fingers are curled. It is in reference to the horned head of the animal. The symbol is believed to ward off evil, and is a popular amulet found among descendants of Italian immigrants. New York City Jane Doe. On December 2, 1979, the charred remains of a young white female were found in room 417 in the Travel and Motor Hotel after firefighters were dispatched to a fire alarm. She was found beside another woman, who was later identified as Decoy, a Kuwaiti woman who was a prostitute. Both women had their hands and head removed after being killed, none of which were ever recovered. She was estimated to be between 16 and 22 years old, was between 5 feet 1 inch and 5 feet 4 inches tall, and weighed between 100 and 110 pounds. Hair color and eye color could not be ascertained. She was found wearing a black full-length coat, a pair of jeans, a pair of black leather boots, and a burgundy sweater. She was later found to be a victim of serial killer Richard Cottingham. Chautauqua County Jane Doe. On the morning of December 6, 1983, a woman's body was found by utility workers in a roadside ditch alongside eastbound NY-17, now Interstate 86, in the Chappaqua County town of Ellery. She had been shot 4 times. Twice in the chest, once in the mouth and once in the back. The woman carried documents available in European countries and in Canada and had dental work appearing to use European techniques. The victim had brown eyes and graying-brown hair, and was also estimated to have given birth to a child within the last 15 years. She was between 33 and 37 years of age when she had died, hours before being found. She was around 5 feet 4 inches, 163 centimeters tall and weighed around 128 pounds, 58 kilograms. It is suspected that she may have been Canadian, as she carried a handwritten note with indecipherable abbreviations that originated from an establishment in British Columbia. She had some distinct characteristics. A wart was visible above her left eye, a mole was found behind the left ear, and a scar was visible on her neck. The victim's clothing has caused some issues with determining her social class, as she wore both expensive and inexpensive clothing. The undershirt she wore originated from Italy and was not worth a lot of money. This product had also not been circulated globally. She also wore a multicolored trench coat that was fairly expensive, along with a pullover and a handmade skirt. Putnam County John Doe, 1985. On April 2, 1985, a man's remains were found nearly 2 years after his death, in Phillipstown, Putnam County, New York. He was found with a dress shirt along with shorts, 2 pairs of pants with army coloring and corduroy material, and work boots. Several pairs of underwear and socks were also found at the scene. A map of New York and New Jersey, a comb, dental floss and playing cards were among his possessions. At one time in his life, he received orthodontic care. Westchester County Jane Doe, 1988. On February 14, 1988, the posed nude body of a woman was found on a street in Mount Vernon, Westchester County, New York. The victim had been dead for approximately 6 to 12 hours, and was bound at the wrists and ankles and had died from ligature strangulation as well as suffering a beating. She was aged 18 to 30, with hazel eyes and with bleached, light brown or blonde hair. She was 5 feet 3 inches tall, weighed 105 pounds, and had pierced ears without earrings. She had numerous freckles and moles, including a large and prominent mole on her neck. Her underarms had not been shaved for approximately 2 weeks, but her pubic area was recently shaved. This detail has led some investigators to presume she could have been a prostitute. The fact that the rest of the body showed an absence of shaving, it has also been suggested she was foreign to the United States, and could be of South American descent. Her nails were painted pink prior to her death. No clothing was found at or near the scene. An autopsy found that she had ingested cocaine and broccoli before her murder, which may have been the work of a serial offender. Decoy Jane Doe. On July 31, 1988, a skeleton was found in a shallow grave by a boy who was digging at the edge of his family's property in Decoy, Monroe County, New York. No signs of trauma were found, but the cause of death was ruled as a homicide. The remains were those of a white female between 4 feet 10 inches and 5 feet 5 inches tall. Her weight, hair color, and eye color could not be determined. She had received significant dental restoration in life, including gold foil fillings. The victim, who was between 15 and 19 years of age, may have been deceased for as long as 10 to 30 years before the discovery of her body. No clothing was found at the scene. A single white button, which may have belonged to the victim, was found near the remains. Yonkers Jane Doe. On June 27, 1992, the dismembered body of a young middle-aged white female was discovered in a trash bin at a shopping center near the New York Thruway, Interstate 87, in Yonkers, New York. She was estimated to be between 28 and 42 years old, was 5 feet 7 inches tall, and weighed between 115 and 140 pounds. She had dark brown hair and hazel eyes, as well as a tattoo of a butterfly on her right shoulder. She had 2 cesarean section scars, a scar on her left thigh, and pierced ears. She was found wearing a short-sleeved, light blue denim jacket and a white bra. She was confirmed to be one of 2 unidentified victims of serial killer Robert Schulman. His modus operandi matched up with how the victim was found, leading investigators to believe that she was a prostitute and may have abused narcotics. The other unidentified victim was a young white female discovered in a garbage can in Medford, New York. Long Island serial killer victims. The dismembered corpses of several females discovered between 1996 and present day. Peaches. The torso of a woman found in 1997. She is known for her unique peach tattoo. Woodbury John Doe on May 3, 1998. The skeleton of a black male was found in the Orange County town of Woodbury. He had been shot twice in the head by 2 guns of different calibers and left near a rest area for hikers. His body had been wrapped in plastic and he was fully clothed. He carried a hair pick, a lighter and a French to English dictionary, indicating that he may have been from a francophone country. Although the body was found in 1998, he was believed to have died as early as 1985. He was knock-kneed between 5 feet 6 inches and 5 feet 11 inches in height, although he was more likely around 5 feet 9 inches. He had been between 17 and 25, but could have been as old as 35. He wore a blue jacket, a black shirt containing a pot of gold design with the words, "Follow your dreams," jeans and sneakers from the Pony Company. He had had dental work, including fillings, crowns and a possible root canal. He had suffered a fracture of his right hand some weeks prior to death. Suffolk County John Doe on March 9, 2000, the nearly fully decomposed remains of a young white Hispanic male were discovered by a NYDOT inspector near a chain-link fence off of the shoulder of the Northern State Parkway in Huntington, New York. He had been shot 3 to 5 times by a large-caliber pistol and stuffed into a garbage bag. He was estimated to have been dead for 2 months. He was estimated to be between 25 and 45 years old, was between 5 feet 8 inches and 6 feet tall, and weighed between 140 and 150 pounds. He had short, dark brown-black hair. His teeth were severely decayed, and 8 teeth were missing entirely. He was found wearing a khaki-colored, short-sleeved, V-neck shirt with a black trim, a New Jersey t-shirt depicting a seaside scene with an Atlantic City emblem on it, blue jeans, and a bathing suit. It was noted that contract workers had been working on installing light fixtures in the area the December prior. Wayne County Jane Doe, 2002. On August 29, 2002, the skeletal remains of a young, African-American, with possible Hispanic or white admixture, female and fetus were discovered next to a roadway near a state access boat launch in Huron, New York. Cause of death could not be ascertained, but is deemed a homicide. She was estimated to be between 20 and 40 years old and between 5 feet 1 inch and 5 feet 6 inches tall. She had red-brown red hair that was possibly dyed, and was 7-8 months pregnant with the aforementioned fetus. She had been wrapped in a tan shower curtain with royal blue shower rings. The area is between Rochester and Syracuse, New York, and investigators believe that her body had been dumped at the location after being killed elsewhere. Investigators believe that she may be connected to 6 unsolved homicides in the area which occurred over the last 2 years, however nothing has been confirmed. Investigators have interviewed various potential witnesses or doctors who may have treated her during her pregnancy. She was possibly a migrant worker. Manhattan Jane Doe, 2003. On February 10, 2003, the skeletal remains of a young, possibly teenage, white female were discovered wrapped up inside of a rug inside of a layer of concrete in the basement of a nearly abandoned apartment building in the Hell's Kitchen neighborhood of Manhattan, New York's West Side. She had been bound at the hands and feet and strangled to death. The post-mortem interval was difficult to assess with the body encased in concrete, leaving investigators to believe that she may have been died anywhere between 1970 and 2003. She was estimated to be between 15 and 21 years old and was 5 feet 1 inch tall. She had light-colored, possibly red hair and a petite build. She appeared to have had extensive dental work done at some point in her life, however her teeth had started to decay. She was only found wearing a bra, pantyhose, a Bulova watch, and a ring with the initials PMC G, which may have actually read PGMC. Authorities have stated that the building near which the woman was found is an area frequented by prostitutes, with the basement having multiple ways in and out. Scraps of glittery clothing support the hypothesis that she may have been a prostitute. She may have been of possible Irish descent, and abused drugs. Niagara Falls Jane Doe, 2003. On July 14, 2003, the burned remains of a young middle-aged female of unknown race was found in a burned building in Niagara Falls, New York. She had been beaten to death and then set ablaze, evidenced by a gasoline container near her body. She was between 25 and 50 years old, was between 4 feet 10 inches and 5 feet 3 inches tall and weighed at least 58 pounds. She had brown hair with blonde streaks, which may have possibly been a wig, and dark eyes. The only clothing items able to be recovered were a gold chain necklace with a charm of a heart with a cross inside of it, 2 gold rope necklaces of different thickness, a gold link bracelet made up of small links and 1 large one, and a silver toe ring with raised heart shapes. A purse was also found, with evidence that she may have been a hypodermic drug user. Investigators believe she may have been a prostitute from the area. Queens John Doe, 2005. On February 5, 2005, the body of a young Hispanic boy was found, partially wrapped in a Mickey Mouse sheet, after it had washed ashore onto Rockaway Beach in Queens, New York. Cause of death was initially uncertain, however it was ruled a homicide after discovering multiple broken bones on the child's torso. He was estimated to be between 3 and 5 years old and was 3 feet tall. Weight, hair color, and eye color could not be ascertained. He had fractures on his bones that were in various states of healing that appeared to have happened before the child died. The sheet and the body were found inside of a yellow plasticized canvas duffel bag which was wrapped in duct tape. He may have been from overseas. Brooklyn John Doe, 2005. On July 26, 2005, the severed torso of a young, African-American male was discovered on the conveyor belt of a recycling plant in Brooklyn, New York. A decomposed skull inside of a plastic bag was discovered in a public park 4 days later, and was linked to the torso by DNA. No teeth or lower jaw bone were recovered with the skull. No discernible cause of death could be found, but was deemed a homicide due to the dismemberment. The victim was estimated to be between 17 and 23 years old, was between 5 feet 5 inches and 5 feet 8 inches tall, and weighed between 130 to 200 pounds. Hair color and eye color could not be ascertained. The remains were initially thought to have belonged to a white Hispanic male, until DNA testing proved otherwise. Cherries. A torso and pair of legs discovered in 2007. Like the torso found in 1997, dubbed Peaches, she may have been a victim of the Long Island serial killer. Brooklyn Jane Doe, 2015. On January 4, 2015, the dismembered body of a young middle-aged African-American female was discovered in Calvert Vaux Park in Brooklyn, New York. Initially, a decomposing hand was found, until authorities unearthed both arms and legs, a foot, and a torso. More remains were found in March. She was estimated to be between 20 and 45 years old, and was between 5 feet 3 inches and 5 feet 9 inches tall. Weight, hair color, and eye color are not conclusively known, but estimated to be black and brown, respectively, based on DNA phenotyping by Parabon Nanolabs. She had a red and green tattoo on her right calf of a heart and rose with the possible name Monique. It is unknown if this name was hers or someone close to her. She was found to be of primarily sub-Saharan African descent, disputing previous theories that she was white. She was thought to have lived in the western region of the United States, possibly Albuquerque, Las Vegas, or Portland, Oregon, or possibly near the Canadian border in upstate New York, or New England. See also List of unidentified murder victims in the United States. References. External links: The Doe Network, National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, National Missing and Unidentified Persons System.